that the referee on this occasion, the first time that the city of Stockholm has had this European final, you might have thought the referee would be a Swede, but in fact not so. All the officials come from Italy, and they're waiting UEFA instructions to lead the two teams out. Bobic, we just caught a glance of there, he's captaining the opposition. There he is. Has to put behind him the disappointment of not being in the German squad at the moment. Then Franco Zola, who will take his seat on the bench. And you will know that that's his position. Hasn't played since suffering a groin injury in what was Chelsea's last best performance when they beat Liverpool comprehensively at Stamford Bridge, but just not thought to be quite fit enough to start him. And Graham Lasseau has not recovered from a calf strain. The balloons are official. They've been supplied by the Chelsea Football Club from the chairman, Ken Batesdown. They want to make this a nice party atmosphere, and let's hope it continues that way. Music from Star Wars greets the teams. It's the new anthem of UEFA, it seems. Stuttgart supporters in the upper part of the stand. The team which had to win on Saturday did so with only 10 men. Bobic was sent off for a foul on the goalkeeper. For Bremen, who also did his audition for any possible role in a Hollywood epic of the future. 3 Englishmen are going to be in the Chelsea side, 6 Germans. Lots of countries represented in these two lineups. Team photograph for posterity. Be surprising if the most nervous player among them is Danny Granville. It's a very big night for him, taking over from Graham Lasseau. Don't think there was ever any doubt that Vialli was going to play, or indeed that Gustavo Poyet was going to be included. And the Norwegian Flo is Vialli's partner up front. The old man of the party who's been there for such a long time now. Steve Clarke makes his 421st appearance for the club. The opposition from Stuttgart, they are forced into 2 changes. They lose through suspension the Dutchman Frank Verlaat and Martin Spanring, who played at the back. Yakin, the Swiss, who played against England, comes in the sweeper role, and Schneider will be one of the markers. Whether he'll pick up Vialli or Flo remains to be seen. Referee is Stefano Braschi. And the 2 linesmen, Gennaro Mazze and Pietro Contente. List of the substitutes. 3 from 7 available to the 2 coaches. And they're all set for the 38th final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. 31 names on the trophy, including, of course, Chelsea. Chelsea supporters waited 26 years for their team to win a trophy. Now comes the opportunity of 3 in the space of a little under 12 months. FA Cup, Coca-Cola Cup, Cup Winners' Cup. They could be the holders of all 3 come this evening. Here's Berthold for Stuttgart, and a huge experience in World Cup football for the national side of Germany. Here he is again, going all the way back to give Austrian goalkeeper Wohlfahrt feel of the ball. He's the number 2 choice for his country. Now here is Poschner, who is very much a foil to Balakov. Played really well for an hour against Bremen. And he's a player that Chelsea will have to keep their eyes on. They know all about Balakov. They might not know quite so much about Poschner. Vialli goes looking as Leboeuf takes the free kick. This is Hagner. Not the best of balls. Playing on the left, Hagner, he does like to wander over to the right, which is his more natural side. Steve Clarke was in the Division 2 Championship side back in 1989. Free kick for the challenge on Vialli. Joachim Löw, coach, has been in the job for 2 years, under pressure from the club president, in spite of winning the cup last year, getting into 4th place this year into the final of the Cup Winners' Cup. Di Matteo. Petrescu didn't really give him enough to run onto. Vialli. Tori-André Flo. It's a goal kick.
Yes, there's a little bit of a disappointment in the 6-yard box then. Duberry, Leboeuf, Flo looking for an early ball, an early test for the basically tall side from Germany, but Petrescu there trying to do a little bit more intricate work on the right and losing an opportunity.
Balakov calling for it forward. He's the most forward player at the moment, but they've got to get back the other way. Here's Yakin with the white boots. Interesting comparison with their league match on Saturday. Balakov then was followed everywhere by Dieter Alts of Werder Bremen. Here he is, Balakov. No man-for-man marking job on him this evening from Chelsea. Nice touch. This is Petrescu from Vialli. This is Flo. Petrescu in the middle, Vialli on the far side. Hit long, but too long as it happened. Dennis Wise. Away by Poschner. Akobori. Balakov, who gave it back to him. Poschner making the run outside. The Nigerian goes the other way. Good backtracking by Poyet, and a little unnecessary foul by Bobic. And it's left him feeling not too comfortable for a moment, the Uruguayan. Surprised the referee didn't at least have a passing word. The flag is up on the far side, just as the Chelsea supporters thought that Flo was away.
Flo could be an interesting one tonight in this game. He's got that long stride and he's got tricks for a tall guy, and he's got that little bit of pace and acceleration. I think Yakin won't take any chances and push too square with his other 2 centre-backs. He'll sit behind them.
Granville finds Flo. Vialli covering the width of the pitch in the opening. Wise, Petrescu quite well tucked in. Poyet has got forward, and here's Di Matteo, and that's the first opportunity of the match, and he rather dragged it wide. Wasn't as good a strike as we might have got used to seeing from him.
think he almost got a little bit of a bobble as the ball came to him. Never mind, he had to hit it quickly with his left foot and really screwed it well wide. But I think we've seen early on, you can see clearly that the ball's not running what we would call smoothly across the surface.
Michael Dewberry left a little exposed. And a bit of enterprise from the Nigerian. Hit it well, but hit it inaccurately. Jonathan Apabori, only 19 years old. Charvet, Frenchman with his hand in his mouth. Free kick. It's against Poyet. 2 up, Balakov just behind them. Good break by Apabori, good cover by Granville. Didn't get it out of harm's way though. Leboeuf. Vialli, Petrescu, neatly done. Interesting, a slightly surprising pass. It's given away by Clark to Balakov. And has it taken away by Leboeuf. Bounce is certainly uncertain. Wise. Mistake by Yakin. Granville. Yakin with Vialli. And his efforts to keep it in, Vialli couldn't quite balance himself as well.
There's a good pass there from Granville there to try and get Vialli away. Important night for that young man from Cambridge.
His 21st appearance of this season. Petrescu. Wagner keeping an eye on Wise, who's out to the right. Yakin behind Flo. Wise, again, not quite enough pace on the ball on this right side. Poshner. Balakov. Soldo wants it, the Croatian here. Now to the Swiss, Yakin. Nice touch, Bobic. Apabori trying to set him up again. Di Matteo who robbed him. Bit quick by Dennis Wise, there was nobody out there. Here's Schneider. Soldo. Only 3 appearances for his country in the European Championships of 1996. 2 of them though as a substitute. Petrescu. Bit of a struggle to get the ball under control. Wagner. Dewberry. And he gave it to Balakov. 4 involved in this attack. This is Apabori. Still Apabori. Bobic is inside him. This is Balakov. Went on to the right side. Back in by Harbour. Real opportunities there for Stuttgart that they spurned. Extra passes that weren't necessary. Balakov forced onto his wrong foot, and the opportunity went away.
Far too intricate. A wonderful opportunity there. Apabori showed a clean pair of heels, and I have to say from that position it was a dismal failure.
Sorry, when you give the time on 10 minutes, you give it a dissent there.
Stuttgart pushing 6 into attacking positions. Apabori, Soldo, Bobic has come out to the far left. Yakin is up. Apabori straight out to Petrescu. Opportunity for Balakov to play it in with his left, wasn't used. Harbour instead. Bobic. Offside against Vialli, but at least it's a break from a slightly uncertain spell by Chelsea.
I think both teams at the moment are leaving a little bit of space behind their back players. Chelsea playing with the back four, the German team playing with 3 defenders, but there's space is behind rather than in the middle. It's rather tight in the middle. This man on the ball now, Balakov, is being tracked at times by either Wise or Di Matteo, but there is no designated marker.
Coming to the end of the 11th minute of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, sponsored by Nissan. And if you've come in late, let me tell you that Zola is on the bench. Lasso doesn't play. Granville is playing on the left side of a back four. Here he is. Roberto Di Matteo. Poyet. Chance for Granville to get in a good cross. Blocked by Yakin. It's Bobic, the German captain. Captain in the absence of Frank Follett. Soto's pass. That's a mistake. Dewberry trying to get back. They've left Hagner this side. Didn't make the most of it. Bobic. 2 good opportunities have come and gone for Stuttgart. Just fired it across goal. And there was a man unmarked coming in on the far post. Always easier to see from the stand, but I don't think the German captain looked up.
You see the unease of that first touch there, really, and Bobic there could have squared the ball across the goal. He went for the far side. I would say that's 2 half chances, certainly, and then we include Di Matteo. So at the moment, Stuttgart looking more dangerous, I feel, when they get into the final third.
Clark couldn't get there. Bobic trying to turn on it, blocked by Dewberry. Freddie Bobic has stayed down. Not for too long though. Scotsman helping him to his feet. Balakov to take the corner. Apabori, the one Stuttgart player in the 6-yard area. So they were just ahead of the penalty spot. It's hit further back. 2 went for the same ball and rather confused each other, Bobic and Bertolt.
Great delivery, good pace, lovely ball to attack. Here we see Balakov swinging that ball out at pace. Was there a call? Bit of confusion, could have been a good chance.
Di Matteo. A kick for the challenge by Flo on Poschner. Ball certainly isn't running well, which is a pity, and quite frankly, a European final is deserving of a better pitch than this. Thomas Schneider. Bertolt. 62 caps for his country. Stylish clearance, but a very poor one, straight to a Chelsea man by Yakin. Well, he's the reserve in that position, not looking desperately comfortable.
No, his basic position is a centre midfield holding player. He's been moved to the back to try and read the game in the absence of Verlat.
Interesting ball in by Petrescu, and corner 1. First corner for Chelsea. Sun on the face of the coach of VfB Stuttgart. Vialli on the near post, Flo further over, and Leboeuf just outside the 6-yard area, centrally placed. Poyet goes in to challenge, so did Dewberry. Ball too high for both. Berthold. Don't think he meant it to be quite as acute with his head as he achieved. Leboeuf. And the linesman on this side has given a totally unnecessary offside call. Against whom? I'm sorry, I haven't got the time to nip down David and ask him.
So important for Chelsea when they get possession that Clark at right back and Granville at left back try and get forward. That's often the space against this team playing 3-5-2. The space is often with the full-backs when you're playing a 4-4-2.
Poyet. It's better from Yakin. There's Balakov. Poshna. All sorts of options. And Poshna goes through two. But the final ball very calmly played away by De Huy.
Well, Chelsea got away with that. I felt Leboeuf sold himself. Poshna looks quite talented on this left side of midfield, and he looks quite progressive, likes to run with the ball.
Been around a bit. He's played 275 matches in the Bundesliga. 28 years old, and was in the Stuttgart side that played in the UEFA Cup against Juventus back in '93, Juventus winning. The push then on Vialli. Petrescu. Wasn't a bad try after being slightly surprised to receive the ball. Mistake of Hagner.
That was excellent effort considering he had to take it on the volley. And could easily have surprised the full fart.
Schneider. Wasting it.
Very strong Chelsea bench, I feel, tonight.
He's got all the way through, Balakov, and still, it's a very good save. Got up quickly too, and away by Dewberry. Only to Balakov again. Great turn. Still managed to get it across in spite of slipping. Good block on Harbour. Vialli. But really good play by Krasimir Balakov. Voted by the German magazine, much vaunted magazine too, Kicker, as the most valuable player in the Bundesliga. Berthold. Poshna. Germans overall having the better of this first half, which is now in its 20th minute. Apobori, there was no foul there.
I just feel that at the moment Leboeuf and De Berry just need to settle down a little bit. I think that Balakov coming from the centre of midfield with the ball is just disturbing them a little bit. There's no natural, real solid defensive player in front of the two Chelsea centre-backs.
Different formation, David, but something we might have to get used to in the World Cup. People running at back players. Perhaps don't see enough of it in our Premiership.
That's very true, Barry. There's a lot of one-touch and two-touch football in training sessions, and the people that run with the ball and take people out of the game with a dribble may not have been encouraged as much as in other parts of Europe.
David, you talking about Dewberry as well? Dewberry rather than Dewberry.
He's determined. He's forceful, he's skillful, and that was an extremely good save by Ed de Huy. Not the first he's made for his side in this cup with his cup run. As those who nearly passed out at the end of the second leg of the semi-final against Vicenza will certainly confirm. What a fine save then, which brought Chelsea to the final. Bit of space for the cross, but not a good cross. Flo, Di Matteo, Trescu. Good challenge by Schneider. Free kick against Vialli.
Chelsea are holding a very tight line at the back. Leboeuf is often the organiser and the conductor of that back line, but there was a case there where he was really holding the line, trying to catch Apabori offside, and if they hadn't got that free kick there and got the ball beyond, I think Chelsea were in trouble. They've got to be very careful about leaving too much space behind that back line.
Dewberry, Clark, Di Matteo. The referee has called a halt to proceedings because Dewberry has got a knock. Stuttgart with the greater possession and doing quite a lot with it, except in the final part of the pitch around the area.
Classic example of persistence after Balakov had gone through and de Huy made the splendid save. Balakov didn't stand and watch. He was immediately onto the ball near the byline and able to get that ball across the box. There we see the clash, that Duberry's caught one in his nose, I think. It's not one that's going to keep him sidelined, I don't think.
Just spoiled his looks briefly. Graham Rix and Joachim Löw. Blood being staunched. Nose is the main problem. Wise and Leboeuf. Leboeuf it is. And not comfortably dealt with. Flo on the roof.
Wonderful skill by the tall Chelsea forward. His height belies his quality with the ball. He seems to be able to manipulate the ball so cleverly. Here we see the first one, the header. He's persistent, he's the first to react. So unlucky there.
Yakin. Well, front line of 4 at the moment, Stuttgart. Chelsea pushing up to the edge of the centre circle. Wolfert looks for it long. Granville watched it well. Vialli. Petrescu. Granville. Not well delivered. Petrescu quickly in. He's the pick of the Chelsea players for me at the moment. Poyet. Wise. Support outside him from Clark. Pass that gave him nothing to move on to. Flo. Bit of a challenge from behind, but the leg was wrapped around and played the ball. Thomas Bertelt. Flo. Dewberry. Leboeuf. Vialli. Yakin across to him. The early ball in. Petrescu if he can turn on it. Flo showed a bit, but got away with it. Clark. So pass, if that's what it was right across the line of the defenders. Balakov. Duby arrived far too late. Balakov brought down off the ball by Wise. And the referee turns to book Dennis Wise. Good piece of refereeing. He allowed play to continue, but he knew what had happened. And Dennis Wise has the first yellow card.
Well, this referee was very good when Atletico Madrid play Aston Villa in a previous round. He's given the free kick there and knew exactly what he was doing. I have to say, I want Chelsea to get Poyet in the game somehow, and they've got to look maybe for one or two diagonals. He's playing out on the left, he's playing narrow. I see him keep running towards the box, but nothing's coming into that area.
It is quite a narrow pitch too, isn't it? Balakov on the ball. Yakin going to have a strike here of sorts. Leboeuf, it's across the face, he gets away with it. Good play by Granville and then by Wise. Berthold is the back player. Former German international against former Italian international. From Wise then. Here's Petrescu. Useful ball, good running by Vialli in the inside left channel, as it used to be called. Slightly diagonal, made a good run and was well found, but well marked as well. Soldo. Balakov.
Really great movement it was by Vialli. Very unfortunate Chelsea, they sought him out. He runs so well off the shoulder of defenders.
Matteo, not yet a major influence. Had the one chance that Chelsea had created and dragged it wide of the near post as we look. Here he is again, the Italian. Wise. Leboeuf. Back player then, and immediately challenged by Balakov.
Schneider following Flo everywhere. Thomas Berthold looking after Vialli.
Flo, nobody picked up Di Matteo then in the Stuttgart side. Ball was out. Clark available to the left. Di Matteo on the edge of the area. Now coming short. Flo in behind. Long delay on the throw. Vialli battling for it. Back in again, Vialli challenged by two, and Poyet couldn't get hold of it.
There we see that clever movement across the box. Was he pulled down? I don't think so. Lost his balance.
Two came to him then, now back away. Soldo. Balakov. This will be in the Bulgarian side in the World Cup. Key for them, as he has been in the last World Cup and the last European Championship. Balakov once more. Poschner. Very much his lieutenant. Yakin. Schneider. Good movement by Stuttgart. Plenty in attacking positions here. Two in the box, two just outside, but Chelsea get possession. Chance for the counter. Flo has to hold it up. He's got Vialli then moving to his left. That's well played. The only thing really on for Vialli was to shoot, because I don't think Di Matteo was going to arrive in time. He was the only one who'd got forward. They've been pushed so far back.
Great break again by Vialli, but as you said, Barry, Di Matteo got towards the box, but he was tracked by two defenders, and no other Chelsea player could get near. Yakin trying to play offside there and making a mess of it.
Vialli again. Berthold not the best of headers. Oh, what a good strike and a good save. Strike by Poyet. Wolfart knocking it away. Poshna. Balakov. Harried all the way by Clark. And it produces a moment of inaccuracy from the Bulgarian. Schneider. Leboeuf didn't make it. Granville covering behind. Bobic has stayed down briefly again. Well stretched. Granville. Wise in a bit of space in midfield. Di Matteo. Clark moving up on the right. 4 forward of Di Matteo. Free kick. Free kick will have to be taken.
That was a bit disappointing for Chelsea, really. They've been penalised for trying to get on with the game quickly. I don't really think they were pinching yards. Give Stuttgart an extra second or two to get the men organised in defence.
I think the referee might tell you that the ball was never stationary. Close one, but I understand the irritation.
We won't get to replay though, will we, Barry, to prove you're right, will we?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
That's the goalkeepers. Akabori on his own. Just causing a problem for Leboeuf, simply running at him and hoping that Leboeuf would take his eye off the ball.
It's always a difficult on a bumpy pitch. You want to make consecutive passes, but you know the more passes you make, the more chance of it breaking down. So therefore you resort sometimes to getting the ball forward much quicker, and it can affect your style and it can affect your game plan.
Free kick. Akabori immediately shown the yellow card. Referee right on the spot. Spot as far as Leboeuf is concerned. It's the ankle which he won't appreciate. Poyet out to the left. Just inside him was Flo. Not sure where that was intended to go. It was a poor free kick. Berthold. Hakener down the left side. Akabori offside.
Got a bit of pace, this man. Left-footed.
On by Flo. Vialli, a little bit of a push by Berthold. The German got away with. Di Matteo. Vialli again holding it up well. That's beautifully played. But the referee says he wasn't fouled. Poshna. Di Matteo on the right. Delayed for telling seconds as it turned out. Weiss. Flo, Schneider at his back, which has been the case all through. Petrescu. Clark has moved into the box.
Well, strange ball that. Weiss putting the ball in. Vialli underneath Wolfart, and Poyet for that moment deciding to hang out of the box. He needs to get in there. He's a tremendous head of the ball, Poyet.
And we've had 35 minutes of this European Cup Winners' Cup final, and the man we were looking at just a second ago And his captain here, Freddy Bobic. We were looking at the coach, Joachim Löw, with probably more reason to be satisfied than for watching Graham Rix. Gianluca Vialli has certainly done his level best in his position forward. But Chelsea yet really to find the sort of rhythm their supporters were hoping to see on a narrow and bumpy pitch, be it said. But it affects Stuttgart just as much. They're an attacking side too. Poschner. This is Haber. Balakov. Free kick is going to be given against Granville.
So important for Stuttgart, they get Balakov on the ball. He and Poschner, the two left-footers, look the most talented in possession.
Yakin. It's a lovely ball in, not taken by Hagner, fortunately for Chelsea. Ball over the head of Clark. Again, plenty forward for the German side. Lovely long ball again from Yakin. Afabori is in the middle, so is Bobic. Ball isn't. Brave stuff from Schneider. The referee's given a free kick against Vialli for presumably holding or just nudging Schneider. It was a bit more dangerous than that. Foot was coming up as Schneider was going down. Yakin and Olbar Wolfart in the Chelsea half. Pass inside the back, not working this time. But again, a good spell that must be worrying Graham Rix from the Stuttgart side.
Looking for this searching ball to try and get Haber and Hagner down the flanks, in behind the Chelsea full-backs. Yakin has just played a couple of magnificent passes diagonally. That's his forte. You mustn't let him have too much time on the ball.
There's Haber again. Soldo now acknowledges to his colleagues that that was not a quality pass. Vialli. Berthold. Neatly done. Yakin. Afabori. Balakov looks up to see what's on. Support close at hand from Hagner. Balakov again. Soldo has gone forward. Space on the right side. This is Haber. Square now is Soldo. Neatly done. Hagner coming in from the left. He came in too soon. Dare I suggest that is often the case. The player comes in just a touch too soon. From it, Stuttgart get the second corner. Again, it's Afabori in the 6-yard area. Posse to come from further back. Away by Clark. Leboeuf. Nice idea, well blocked by Yakin. Afabori. Leboeuf. Only for Balakov. Rather hasty by Granville. Little nudge on Dewberry by Bobic, and Dewberry not very happy about it.
Well, he's entitled not to be happy. I think Bobic just really ran into him. He made no attempt to play the ball.
Minutes of the first half. Stefano's was just a touch late by Dennis Wise.
Yes, I think we all know Dennis Wise can be a fiery and impetuous player, and of course at times so important to Chelsea too, but maybe he's been a little bit unlucky there, Wise himself, but he's got to be careful. He's had that yellow card.
Balakov. Yes, I wonder whether in fact the free kick was given against Dewberry.
I'm sure it was, Barry, yeah.
Sort of being wise after the event, though.
Or trying to foul twice.
Nicely done, Vialli. Flo, Poyet still stays on the same run. And Flo held on a bit too long. Soldo. Chase for Apabori. Part of the goalkeeper's role these days.
It's good reading that was to Hui. So important for him that he's keeping that space closed down behind the Chelsea back line.
Di Matteo looking to come inside. Wasn't actually moving on to it. And doesn't get the best of shots. And he played the ball in then. Di Matteo in full flow would have immediately been looking for the ball back to hit in stride, but for some reason he didn't do that.
Well, I think for the second time in the game he's had a sight at goal with a bad lie. I think tonight's a night for the dead ball kicker.
Dewberry. Poshnik. Yakin. Settled down after a slightly uncertain start. Shoulder to shoulder from Clark. Ball bounced away from him though. Wise. Vialli. Offside.
It's not an easy thing to do, but I wonder if Vialli or Flo could go and play against Yakin. He's picking up quite a bit of ball as the game's gone on, and he's setting off one or two attacks with an accurate long ball. He can play it short too. But Chelsea at the moment not really making any inroads in terms of passing to make a chance.
Well played. This is Grenville. The Ali far post, and the referee is giving the free kick, and it's right on the edge. No protest from Chelsea, but it was desperately close, this, and not a good challenge at all. Can't see the line from that angle, but he fell inside the box. And the referee was in a very good position to see. Di Matteo to take. Poyet moves to the middle. Dewberry is up. Flo just on the edge of the 6-yard area. Di Matteo out to Wise. Oh, unlucky. Positioned himself for just that eventuality. A header that came out, and he struck it well, but unfortunately for him, the wrong side of Volpart's right-hand post.
Fabulous volley.
Dewberry. Wise. A little bit of time for the referee to add on. Look again at the free kick. And the shot on the full. Oh, he didn't miss by much. Di Matteo. Poyet, more centrally placed this time. Looks for Flo. Asks a lot of him. Wise. Opportunities for Chelsea fairly early in the half from Di Matteo. Another opportunity later, and the shot from Wise. But in between times, Stuttgart have made light of a difficult pitch and given Chelsea so far a bit of a bumpy ride. Here's Dewberry. Here's Vialli. Schneider there first. Bobic just runs into trouble. Petrescu. Referee didn't like that challenge. Showed too many studs, Soldo. Big kick in the second minute of stoppage time. Hagner. And that, says the referee, is enough. This Cup Winners' Cup final, as we see the challenge that brought the free kick against Soldo, reaches its halfway point with a blank score sheet.
Well, it's a tactical battle. They're locked together. There's not been a lot of clear chances. Wise would have set the seal on a reasonably solid Chelsea performance in the first half with that tremendous volley. But overall, in possession, Balakov looks a threat. Pabori is running well behind the Chelsea back line. But I felt as the game went on, Chelsea began to assert themselves. Wise and Di Matteo had a lot more of the ball. Vialli's made some good runs, and I think overall Vialli, Graham Ricks and the staff in there, they'll be talking quite confidently. They've had a solid first half.
David Pleat, Barry Davis for the second half.
And some more shots from the Blues, we hope, Des. Referee just checking, as we do, looking around the two teams. No changes in either side. Chelsea's 51st match in European competition. Their opponents are playing number 76. We'll be waiting for Harbour to get on the right side of the halfway line. First touch of the second half for Balakov. Dewberry's head. Up and under, really, from Bertholdt. And a little nudge by the Nigerian on the Frenchman. Berth gets to his feet. Free kick, Chelsea. Early. Never any real intention of getting to the ball, I don't think, for Bori. Vialli. Poshner. Balakov in a bit of space. Delivered early, but delivered too long, and Bobic offside anyway. Must be very disappointed, Bobic, not to be in the German preliminary squad, at least, for the World Cup. Ed de Huy is in the Dutch squad, and expected to be their first choice. Poyet. Uruguay haven't made it again. A powerful right arm. Quite good down on the boundary, I would think. Delivered in by Clark. Poyet taking a central position as that ball came in. Just a little bit more of that. Chelsea have possession. And they have a free kick.
Nice position this for Chelsea. Whether it will be the right foot of Petrescu. Granville made a movement over. I think he would have liked to take the left foot in swinger. But a certain Mr. Vialli has given him an instruction to stay away. Leave it to the more experienced Romanian.
Jockeying for position just inside the box. If that was 10 yards. Soldo. Thomas Bertholdt. Hagner. Balakov tidies things up. And that will be a free kick. Defence by Vialli, of all people. Seemed to slip first and then dragged his man down. Bobic has stayed down for rather longer than on the two previous occasions, and the referee feels that he needs attention. Well, he seems to be indicating it was an elbow.
Well, it could have been a very strong elbow because Bobic got up quickly, and of course with head injuries, I mean, Bobic just went down there, but he hasn't had to leave the field.
Free kick quickly taken. Dewberry's head up. Everybody. Berth tries to make a challenge, doesn't succeed. Bobic waits in the middle. So does Matthias Hagner. Ball was kept in. Wolfart takes over and puts it deeply away. Chelsea want it back quickly.
That was interesting because in the first half, Wolfart dealt quite well with the ball on his left side. I was going to make the comment that he's equally good with both feet. He's obviously not.
Granville, Wise, movement to the right. It's a good header under pressure from Schneider. Bobic, oh, good job for Chelsea. He didn't succeed in that because Harbour was waiting on the right side, and he would have had a pretty clear run in, although the diagonal run, it might have been caught.
Scrappy start to this second period.
Fabori uses his body well. Backed in then, made it difficult for Leboeuf. Yakin, early excursion into opposition territory. Bobic in the middle. This is Apabori. Away by Granville. Apabori, nice ball by Hagner. Bobic still on the penalty spot. Harbour coming in on the far side. He's unmarked for the moment. This is Balakov. Leaves it for Soldo. Oh, and Bobic didn't get the touch, which would have diverted the ball the other way.
There seemed little confidence in Soldo's shot. Bobic could easily have diverted it into the goal. But once again, we see a half shooting opportunity spurned.
Finishing really has been disappointing. Quality of shooting. Vialli shrugs off the challenge of Soldo, and Poyet had Harbour in two minds then.
Great diagonal ball there by Vialli. Poyet, that's his strength, getting into the box, trying to get at the back post. Really strong in the air.
Chelsea's second corner of the match. Leboeuf has come up on the near post. Dewberry is up as well. Wise determinedly across. Checked out nicely. Granville. It's a little bit short. Bit of a wave of the arm by Soldo. Bobic. Strange play by the German captain. Flo. Living up to his name. Poyet coming across. Nice touch back, Petrescu, Vialli, and Wise is a whisker away. Good stuff from Chelsea, and again noticeable that the Uruguayan causing problems in the area. And it was a good try by Wise. He was even closer, I believe, that time than he was in the first half. Skidded the shot. Oh, Goodness me, barely a ball's width the wrong side of the post.
Excellent move too. Flow and calm play in the middle. Setting up Wise. It's had the two best strikes of the game, there's no question of that.
More cause for concern among the coaches of Stuttgart. Vialli looking for support in the middle. It's a bit strong. Gustavo Poyet lost more than half the season with a cruciate ligament problem. Needed the operation. But his importance to the side has been proved. In the semi-final he got the oh-so-important goal and Chelsea went 2 behind on aggregate. The fact that he scored almost immediately set up an amazing recovery. And already in the second half he's shown what a danger he can be if he's not left languishing in a wide position. Nicely in. Much more confidence now from Chelsea. Looked like handball by Soldo, but the referee thought otherwise. Leboeuf. Vialli didn't really catch it quite as he wished, but even so.
Well, Chelsea have certainly upped the pace, haven't they, Barry? And at the moment there's no response from Stuttgart. Wise and Di Matteo are beginning to win the ball a little bit more in midfield and dictate the play.
And Stuttgart are warming up a defender at the moment. Jochen Endres.
I think Schneider may have a problem. And Flo went past him on the left. I didn't think he responded too well, and an immediate look to the touchline.
And this is he, Schneider, coming off. And Endres comes on. 10 of his 17 appearances in the Bundesliga from the substitutes bench this season. Haber almost brushed off the ball. Poschner. Hagner. First substitution coming. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Leboeuf was caught then by Bobic, who's been a bit naughty from time to time. Yakin able to recover. Dewberry ahead of Bobic, takes no chances. Balakov. Soldo. Yakin. Haber. Everything now to his left. Apabori, it's too much for him. Disappointing ball from a Stuttgart viewpoint. A few whistles from Chelsea supporters.
Yeah, nothing inspirational in that attack. I just felt that when Murat Yakin came onto that square ball, he was wanting to line up a shot, didn't get that kind of bounce, a kind bounce, and had to play it out to the right-hand side. And then we saw a deep, but too deep cross to the back post.
Balakov. Poschner ahead of him. Apabori on the left touchline. Bertholdt. Poschner. Vialli. Poyet. Almost a good ball, well cut out by Poschner. Goal kick.
I thought Hagner there looked towards his goalkeeper and then decided not to. He wasn't confident enough in Wolfart's handling of the back pass and was a little bit fortunate to get the corner, to get the goal kick, sorry.
Crowd watching this final in the Råsunda Stadium. 30,216. Free kick is given for the challenge on Apabori. Nigerian holding his face. This is the sort of distance that Balakov will appreciate. Scored twice with quite magnificent free kicks in the semi-final against Lokomotiv of Moscow. Foot was high from Leboeuf, says the referee. And the free kick is to be given.
Dilemma for Chelsea here. Do they put someone on the line? Do they try and deter the kicker, so accurate Balakov with that left foot? Do they gamble, put someone on the line and at the last second try and catch them offside when Stuttgart respond by putting people in? Chelsea are going to defend it in an orthodox fashion.
Indirect free kick though. There's got to be the little touch. Balakov. This is a dangerous play. Would be indirect. Endres. Bertolt. Bertolt at 33 may feel that still has a chance to get back in the German national team with Lothar Matthäus getting in at the age of 37 for the World Cup, probably.
Bertolt's strong, prefers marking, because he gives this team a balance, because he has quite a nice left foot. Not as talented as the two more central players, Poschner and Balakov. They are really clever left-footed players.
Taken by Wise, another good run by Vialli. Hagner did well. Clark. Flo. Kazoo was fouled. Poyet trying to get it through to Franceschi, had made a very good diagonal run across the box. Wise. There's a better flow about Chelsea in this second period. And we've had an hour of this Winners' Cup final, sponsored by Nissan. Still no score, but things looking better aside from the Premiership.
I think the more Di Matteo and Wise get hold of the ball and dictate the midfield area, the more Balakov has to drop deeper, and therefore Bobic and Apapori lose that support so vital to them.
Seems to be a lot of room for Chelsea at the moment in midfield. Wise. Harbour having to tuck in. Certainly Chelsea's most consistent attacking spell of the match. Poyet. Bit of a hook.
Yeah, I think he got a nice straight left foot on it, and I think sometimes they've enjoyed the volleys this evening more than the ball that's being rolled square to them when they're being lined up for a shot. But Poyet's getting nearer the box, and I think he looks more of a threat this half than he was in the first half, when he possibly played slightly wider.
Good kick for the obstruction. Di Matteo takes. Torre Andre Flo with Granville going outside him. Don't remember seeing that in the first half. It's an indication of how things have improved for Chelsea. And their supporters, certainly those in particular behind Wolfart's goal, giving vent to feelings of greater hope. Dewberry is up. Comfortably taken though by Wolfart. Balakov's got well forward on the right side. Well watched by Granville, but it's only to Poschner. This is Hagner. Apabori in the middle, so is Bobic, and Hagner has got underneath it. Matthias Hagner, a couple of seasons with Stuttgart. De Huy playing in this final. He twice missed out at the semi-final stage of this competition when he was with Feyenoord. Plenty of European experience in the Chelsea lineup. Dan Francesco has played in the European Cup final. Poyet, cover here by Granville. Good cover too, and a bit of pushing on him.
Well, that was a vital recovery, one there by Granville. He had to fancy Apapori when he touched that ball forward with his chest.
Really did well. Poyet, I was about to say, played for Real Zaragoza when they beat Arsenal, when Naeem scored that amazing goal from the halfway line. Offside against Apapori. Apparently the Zaragoza players the next day, 20 of them tried to see if they could emulate the feat, and none of them was successful.
Well, I think we've had other goals from similar distance since. There was a fantastic goal in Spain the other night, and we also saw one in England, of course, by Beckham at the start of last season.
And two of the Chelsea substitutes warming up, among them Gianfranco Zola. Balakov, Pochner, Balakov. Mateo, a little bit of a struggle. Leboeuf. Haber. Granville. There's a passing resemblance to Graham Lasseau.
Yeah, possibly a shade taller, but bouncy, likes to go forward, can only improve. Young.
Three to come from the right. Bialy now on the penalty spot. Wise again positioned just outside the area, but this time Pochner has half an eye on him at least. And it comes out wide anyway. Hagner's clearance, Apapori on his own. Nigerian is very adept at going at the man rather than the ball.
With Poyet coming more narrow for Chelsea, it's forcing Haber more in field, and Stuttgart therefore unable to use any width on the right-hand side. They're not building any attacks on the right-hand side, Stuttgart, of their defence. Haber's doing a marking job on Poyet, quite a clever tactic I feel, because Poyet at the moment is getting into the box from that position, but Stuttgart certainly aren't constructing attacks, and in the first half they used the width quite well with diagonal balls to both wide wing backs.
Nice touch, Granville. And Di Matteo. Free kick. Wise down. Pochner's challenge. Matteo sent off to the left. Only player out that way. Now Granville coming in behind. That's niftily done by Chelsea. Good room for the cross. He's made it even better now. Can he find the cross? It's for Wise. Brave play by Wise. There were three players coming at him. Granville again. Not a bad try, and a nasty bounce in front of the goalkeeper, who actually played it very well. But the young man enjoyed that moment,
and he's getting forward because Poyet's, here we see him on the edge of the box having that shot. He gets good technique, he gets well over the ball, makes Wolfhard work, but Glanville is now exploiting the space that Poyet is leaving him. Poyet's gone narrow, Havner's having to go with him and mark him, and Glanville is beginning to have a little bit of room to manoeuvre now. He's becoming an extra attacker at times as Chelsea start to dictate possession.
I think that Graham Lasseau is watching with somewhat mixed feelings. The cover from the calf injury. Among those sure to be watching, many of the Chelsea side who won in 1971. If I may pick out one of them, Alan Hudson, still recovering from his accident when he was knocked down by a car. We wish him well. Hope he's enjoying it. Some of that team, Ron Harris, Pete Osgood among them, are actually here in the stadium watching. Here's Vialli. Soldo. Petrescu. Chelsea picking up all the pieces in the middle of the field now. Flo. Bertolt. Just a bit short from Dewberry. Akabari is a worker. Balakov. Poyet. Wise. Good touch, Vialli. Not such a good touch by his Italian colleague though, Di Matteo. Here's Endres. Yakin. A long time since he was able to get forward, Yakin. Just that one moment. And the ball didn't sit too kindly for him for the shot. That's been the only time in the second half. And here is Gianfranco Zola being greeted by the Chelsea support. I almost said the home support, and it feels like that. So many of them in the stadium. Here's Wise, and here's Granville, a long way to come. Throw from a bit further back, and the substitution is to be made. And Torre Andre Flo, who's made a good contribution to Chelsea's attempt to win this Cup, Winners' Cup. Not only now, but in the preceding rounds, comes off. And Gianfranco Zola, who has also made a huge contribution, comes on. He and Di Matteo scoring 3 times. Vialli has 6. Leading scorer in the competition has 8. And that was the man who scored for Vicenza. Here's Zola! Wonderful! Oh, goodness me, you couldn't write that. Suddenly played through the middle. It would appear that Stuttgart hadn't realised he'd come on. And he's applauded by the man he's just replaced. Suddenly found the hole in the middle. Beautifully played through by Wise. He got between the 2 defenders. Crack. High into the roof.
Wonderful pass by Dennis Wise, absolutely perfectly weighted. The 2 defenders, Endres and Yakin, square as one could be. And there was that beautifully unerring shot. You knew as soon as it left his foot, it was destined for the top corner. What a fantastic substitution.
Out by Leboeuf. Chelsea in front. And Zola, who has a lot to play for in this match, not only for his club, but in the hope of getting in the Italian side. Were you watching? Cesare Maldini must be his cry.
Well, that was really quite remarkable.
1-0 has been good enough 8 times in this competition, including 3 of the last 4 finals. But it would be nice if there are more. Watched by Clark, but Leboeuf had to do his job too. and the foot was up on his instep from Apabori. The free kick is rightly given.
Well, I felt Dennis Wise is becoming more and more of an influence in this period. Balakov has gone into his shell. He's had to drop deep. He's dropping onto defenders rather than playing closer to his own attackers. And I felt that Wise was beginning to pull a few strings in there. But we wouldn't get a better ball than that all night. Absolutely perfectly weighted. We don't have to worry about the disappointing pitch tonight. He'll be pleased with it.
I think that might be the understatement of this final. I'm sure you'll find other words. Here's Zola. Di Matteo. And we weren't to know the quality of the goal that would come, but I think it's fair to say that since the start of the second half, a goal for Chelsea has looked likely. Wonderful pass, magnificent finish. Zola's love affair for those who go down Fulham Road and worship at Stamford Bridge continues. 16 substitution to be made, and Stuttgart are turning to Mitko Djordjevic, and he's replacing Marco Harbour. Djordjevic, who scored the goal which ensured that Stuttgart will qualify for Europe next season via the Uefa Cup. His first move though is in defence. Goal Djordjevic was against Werder Bremen on Saturday. Fine individual finish. Free kick. Challenge on Bobic. It's a little bit closer, this one, for Balakov. Chelsea wall yet to be formed. It looks as though they were going to form it right where the ball was for a moment. 15 minutes remaining. Chelsea lead by 1-0. But Balakov here presenting a threat. Tahui taking a position on the right side. Balakov can put them either way, as he proved in the semi-final. And he was going to the other corner. Ball did its job again. Endres, good ball. Bertolds. Djordjevic. Endres. Bobic taken away by Dewberry. Hagner.
Well, Steve Clark did very well there. As the ball was dropping, he was very quick to put him off his shot, and he had to take the volley quickly with his right foot. You see the mentality of the Germans changing. They're now a goal down, 15 minutes to go. They've got to play in Chelsea's half. They may rue the fact that they did it too late.
They wouldn't be the first, would they? Goals change the game clearly, but so often coaches don't attack until they go behind. It was caught then quite accidentally by Clark. Had to make the challenge. And Hagner helped off. Chance to tell you about Djordjevic, who, as his name would suggest, is a Yugoslav, 22 years old. Dewberry. Zola. Looking very sharp indeed. You wouldn't think he'd been out for a month. Good pick up, Wolfhard.
Poirier made another good run into the box there from that diagonal of Petrescu, but I felt he looked as though he just caught a groin. We have to watch that one closely.
It's Vialli. Calmly done by Bertolt. There's no other option for him. And another substitution to be made because of the injury to Hagner. And another Yugoslav coming on, also 22. Here he is, Sveto Ristic is coming on. This is Hagner coming off. Position right at the front, and whether Apapori will drop back a little bit, that seems to be the first indication. Here's Balakov, 2 up, marked by 3. Soldo, Apapori's out to the left. This is Bertolt, tries to lay it for him, but not a good pass by Thomas Bertolt.
There's any thoughts of Eddie Newton on the bench for Chelsea, maybe a defensive midfield player at this time, and just hold the fort. Poirier certainly is holding his groin. He's still walking around, but I'm sure that I saw him pull up slightly.
Here's Djordjevic. And Poirier goes down and waves his arms in the air, indicating there's a need for the change, and the right groin is definitely a problem. Did well to clear that.
And he's right, what a fucking goal that was!
And Eddie Newton waits to come on. Had to stretch for that to get Chelsea out of trouble, and immediately indicated there needs to be a change.
Well, he probably should have come off just a shade earlier, because he's done more damage for sure, stretching, but stretching for the cause.
Eddie Newton comes on in place of Poyet with 10 minutes of the final remaining, at least the 90 minutes. Doesn't go any longer. Here's Zola. Yakin, Zola again. Here's Djordjevic. Driven across. That was a pass, it was a bit of a bullet. Well, at least the Uruguayan will have time to recover in the close season. Brought about a major change in the match between half-time and his unfortunate departure. Djordjevic again, Endres outside him, and he used him by not using him. Useful ball, Poshner. Cleanly off the instep, but well wide. It's the deputy coach who's leaning forward. The senior one now gets to his feet. Vialli, Zola, oh, beautifully killed. Absolutely reveling in his opportunity to play in the final. Previously played for Parma in a Cup Winners' Cup final, but on the losing side against Arsenal.
Newton's gone into the centre with Wise. Petrescu remains on the right, but on the left-hand side now is Di Matteo.
Apapori now playing deeper. Endres, Yakin, every Chelsea man behind the ball. Soldo, the back man. with ball. Stuttgart will look back with extra regret to their loss of Verlat. Sodo now playing at the back with Berthold, Yakin more and more pushing into midfield. Here's Ristish, away from Leboeuf, but into the corner. And Leboeuf rather diving in, and that's a free kick. Under 7 minutes. Going to be Poshner to take it. Balakov just outside the area. 5, now 6 for Stuttgart inside the area. Off Leboeuf. Not entirely knowingly. Deflection away by Petrescu. Chelsea getting forced back. But here is Zola. Di Matteo, the forward player, and Di Matteo has taken it, takes on Endres. And in the end, Berthold is the cover man. Djordjevic, Balakov, Yakin caught by Petrescu, and Petrescu will be booked. Oh, he will be sent off. Referee saw that as dangerous play by Petrescu and dismisses him. And Petrescu's expression is mirrored on those of Chelsea supporters all around the ground. He stretched for the ball. Well, it was a bookable offence, but to send off, must say, I find very surprising. That's his first infringement, and the Italian referee showed him the red card.
It was certainly late, and the referee earlier in the game, when anyone was very slightly showing studs, he was looking to give the free kick straight away. But I think that is a little bit harsh. I mean, certainly Dan Petrescu isn't a violent player, and I wouldn't suggest that was a violent tackle, but he did go in late.
So a little over 5 minutes. And Chelsea's 10 to hang on to the advantage that Gianfranco Zola gave them in the 71st minute. Hui hasn't had a shot to save in this half. They one notable save in the first half. Stark got rather gingerly to his feet, and the free kick given against the Nigerian. Zola, his first touch has been magnificent. Zola, fleet of foot, challenged by Endres. Just got a touch off, or did it? Linesman indicating one way, but it is a Chelsea throw. Referee telling him to get on with it. Vialli. Clark. Zola waiting in the middle. Di Matteo just outside the box. Well played by Vialli. Lots of time being used up here by the Chelsea player manager, who would become the first to win as a player manager. Soldo.
Poor touch by Ristic. You have to say at the moment Stuttgart don't really look as though they've either got the passion or indeed the ability to respond to Chelsea.
Graham Rix looks on as the clock ticks on. It's been comprehensively Chelsea's half, second period, after considerable doubts in the first. Looked to be getting stronger as half-time approached. and they've been much the stronger of the two sides since half-time. That was a rather wasted free kick, and Granville caught in two minds. Djordjevic, and he did well to get back then. Couldn't save the corner, but he had quite a lot of distance to make up then, Granville.
Yeah, it was difficult for Granville there when he was approaching Djordjevic. I think he was half thinking about what happened to Petrescu. There was a chance he might have done a body block and put himself in trouble.
Tight on the near post. It's another corner.
Concentration so important. Staying with the men in this 6-yard box.
Cover was by Granville again. Balakov. The Hui comes and claims it well and uses it well, and again the ball is instantly under the control of Zola.
Admirable early throw. How many goalkeepers would have held on to that ball and bought a few seconds?
Wise. Strong challenge by Soldo, but a fair one. Afabori. Poshner. Foul by Dewberry. And Poshner taking the law into his own hands a little bit, bumping into Dewberry. Here is Yakin. 5 forward of him in the Stuttgart colours. Djordjevic. And Di Matteo concedes the corner. Chelsea under pressure at the finish here. Balakov comes to take the corner. We're inside the last minute of the match. Mark Hughes, who hasn't been able to get on for what would have been his 12th final appearance of all sorts. Oh, what a poor corner. Chelsea are very grateful. Maybe sums up how the match has changed, because that corner was taken by the man on whom Stuttgart were relying and who threatened to live up to their hopes in the first period, Krasimir Balakov. Now playing the time that the Italian referee is allowing for the stoppages, which of course include the red card for Petrescu, the time it took him to show and remove the Chelsea player.
Aston Villa supporters will be hoping to hang on for sure.
Dewberry. Aston Villa will qualify for the Uefa Cup if Chelsea can survive a few more seconds and win the Cup Winners' Cup and defend that trophy next season. And the goalkeeper's going forward as well, Wolfart, from the halfway line. And here's Poshner. Good challenge by Vialli. No foul, and there's an empty goal at the other end. Granville leads the charge. Zola over to the right. Di Matteo inside. The goalkeeper running back is coming to make the challenge rather than go into his goal. Granville goes for glory, gets a corner.
Well, I'd love to speak to Granville after the game for all the right reasons. I wonder if he thought early on, should I go for goal, should I score, should I take the chance? And there's a sending off.
A red card has been shown. And Wolfart is complaining to the referee, but it's not he, it's Poshner who's going off for an incident off the ball. 2 red cards, which really seems very strange. It's not been that sort of match. It's something that the referee didn't like, and both teams are going to end with 10 men. Poshner goes off congratulating the assistant referee on this near side, tapping him on the back. Chelsea have a corner. One hopes this is not a sign of things to come in the World Cup. Both teams reduced in numbers before the finish.
And And also there was the pettiness there. He made Pochner lead the field.
But that's the final whistle. Chelsea have emulated their predecessors of 1971 by winning the European Cup Winners' Cup for the second time. The first side from England to do so, and it puts that country ahead in the competition. 8 times English clubs have won this trophy, and Chelsea the first to do so twice, and deservedly so on the quality of their second half performance.
Well, I don't think there was any doubt about it. I think once the early threat of Stuttgart was dispelled, Clark, Duberry, Leboeuf all started a little sketchily. They were a little bit square. There was a threat from the running of Pochner and the prompting of Balakov. That faded towards half-time, and in the second period Wise began to pull the strings from the middle. Chelsea certainly upped the tempo, and I think tactically they were quite clever. Glanville used the space that Poirier vacated. He pushed infield. He was marked by the wing-back. Stuttgart were forced back, and then Chelsea deserved far more enterprise on a difficult pitch, and Zola showed the way with that magnificent goal.
And that's what it meant to those who didn't have the chance to take part. Mark Hughes leading the charge towards the successful. The biggest smile we saw there from Gianfranco Zola, who scored a quite magnificent goal, both in the quality of the pass from Dennis Wise and the aplomb of his finish of power into the roof of the net. He'd only just come on, and he has decided that Chelsea, with whom his love affair continues, are the winners of this European competition and now hold 3 cups. They now hold 3 cups, one in the space of 12 months. The FA Cup, the Coca-Cola Cup, and now the European Cup Winners' Cup. And waiting to talk to us is Gianluca Vialli. He's with Ray Stubbs.
Congratulations. First of all, the substitution. Who decided? Fantastic.
It was Rico. He had the feeling. He was right, so well done. He deserved the credit. But Gianfranco as well. It was great. First touch, he put the ball in the net, and we won the cup. But I think the credit has to be shared between all the chaps, because everybody did great tonight, and I'm over the moon.
You've had a fantastic career. Where does this stand in your career? You're now a coach that's won in Europe.
I'm still a player manager, and I'm going to be a player manager next season. Of course, we're very happy, but we don't want to stop here. We want to keep improving, and next season we start the season thinking about winning the Premier League, which is now our aim, our target.
What is your message to your players and what they've done for you?
They were extraordinary. I'm very pleased with them. I'm very sorry for the players who were on the stand or on the bench, but I think this win has to be shared, as I said before, between everybody, because everybody has done a great job this year.
Finally, is this team good enough for the Champions League now?
Yeah.
Is this the next step?
Yeah, next step is going to be the Premier League. Fingers crossed.
Congratulations, fantastic.
Thank you very much, and see you next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we are going on holiday.
Gianluca Vialli, he can't believe what has happened to him in the last 12 months. This time last year he was thinking that probably he was going to leave Chelsea, but the goal by Zola has now given him another success. He has won 2 cups, and he was saying 12 months ago when somebody asked him, will you one day be a manager? He said, no, I'm too sensitive for that. If I had to tell a player he wasn't playing, if he was in tears, I might tell him, well, you are after all. But he's made a great success of taking over from Ruud Gullit. Although Ruud deserves credit for starting things at Chelsea, Gianluca Vialli has carried them on and has become the first player manager to be successful in the European competition. It's a great achievement, and it's always nice when it's won by a lovely goal, and what a lovely goal it was.
Well, the presentation will be made in a moment or two. And one little bonus for Aston Villa tonight. This means that they will be in the UEFA Cup next year, because of course Chelsea will be defending that trophy that you're seeing there and now. Martin O'Neill's with us and Alan Hansen, of course. And Martin, how were they able to turn it round in that second? Apart from the wonderful goal, Chelsea did dominate the second half. They certainly didn't the first.
Yeah, I felt they got the impetus up just before half-time, Des, and I felt that was widely important. They carried it on into the second half. First 20 minutes, they totally dominated. I felt the reason that they've done so is because that they actually pushed up closer. They got the midfield players a wee bit closer to the two centre forwards, and I thought that they decided, well, Balakov is hiding in behind the front two of Stuttgart. Just leave him alone. Wise will keep an eye on him and just push forward a wee bit further, and they did it.
One or two of the Stuttgart players seemed to go missing in that second half, who looked sharp early on.
Especially Balakov, as Martin said. Wise got tighter earlier. That made the difference. The back four played as a unit. I thought Granville was probably the best player on the pitch going forward and defensively in the second half. I thought Vialli led the line terrifically well, and a great substitution, fantastic goal. And the second half performance, Chelsea definitely deserved to win.
Well, Chelsea are about to get their medals any moment now, and the trophy will be presented. So Barry, it's all yours.
And as ever, there's the contrast in the expressions. The losers these days go up to collect their medals first. In the case of the losers, they're silver. The winners collect gold medals. And between the two teams, the officials get their awards. Presentations being made here by Mr. Per Omdal of UEFA. He's the vice president, comes from Norway. The president, who's going forward, he hopes to become president of FIFA, is away canvassing. Lennart Johansson. Referee showed 2 red cards. But, generally was well on top of the game. Second red card did seem rather surprising. Chelsea being applauded all around the ground because their supporters are all around the ground. Wonderful time they're having, and here's Poyet. He's not leading them up to take the trophy. The captain will be the last one up. Made a huge contribution, particularly in the second half. Ed de Huy, who's had a fantastic run in the Cup Winners' Cup, hasn't played in the Premiership too often, wants to very much more next season. Trescu shouldn't be disappointed about his sending off. Eddie Newton there briefly. And another success for Steve Clarke. It's all come good for him in the perhaps twilight of his career, who knows. And here's the scorer of the goal, Gianfranco Zola. Torre Andre Flo, who was the quickest to applaud him. This time Gianluca Vialli will not take the trophy as he did in the Coca-Cola Cup. All the young and not quite so young substitutes. Mark Hughes, Charvet, Frenchman. Substitute goalkeeper Kevin Hitchcock. Graham Lasso is down there. Had to watch from the stand because of the calf injury. And Dennis Wise waiting to say, I'm waiting for my big moment. I will come when you call me, sir. Step forward, Dennis Wise. First, the medal. And then, unlike last week, I trust we will actually see the presentation of the trophy. That's wonderful. They say you should remember these moments. He's making sure that he does and everybody does. The Cockney smile of the Artful Dodger. Chelsea have done it again. And as their player manager said, next step, make a consistent challenge for the Premiership. Smiles say it all. Caption confirms it. And Chelsea unquestionably have deserved it. And it's side that comes back from 2 down on aggregate in the semi-final, comes to a final, doesn't really find its style in the first half, and plays so strongly in the second and scores a goal like that, deserves to enjoy the moments of success.
Yes, I think Trondheim and in that snow, and then Vicenza to come from 2 goals, they were crucial moments on the way. But I think Dennis Wise there, one of, is it 2 Englishmen in the side, Barry, or 3? 3 Englishmen. And he epitomises the spirit of Chelsea. He's been a fantastic signing for them. Remember, as a very young player, he had the disappointment of being allowed to leave a professional club, but he's done fantastically well, and I thought in the second half he was one of the main contributors to Chelsea upping the tempo, forcing Stuttgart back, and really making sure that Stuttgart really never had a sight of goal.
10 years on since Dennis Wise first came to our attention, and he was a Wimbledon player and they won the FA Cup. Now he's winning so many. As I said before, the FA Cup, Coca-Cola Cup, and now the European Cup Winners' Cup belong to the side from West London. There'll be a few parties down the Fulham Road tonight. There'll be a few parties here among the huge number of Chelsea supporters who made the trip. The side have given them what they wanted. The atmosphere is a nice one, and the victory is a warm one.
There we are, great scenes for Chelsea, great scenes for English football, and Vialli's been a manager for about 5 minutes, won a European trophy. It's got to be an easy job.
Easy job, this management nowadays, you know. Telling you can't believe it. I mean, he's just stepped in as a player. I mean, he's won it tonight as a player because he mentioned that Graham Rix had made the substitution. But what a start, you know, honest. He must think there's, what, 60 trophies to be won in the next couple of years?
I should have done it. I don't know why.
Of course you should have done
that easy.
You'd have been better than this.
Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
Martin said about upping the tempo at half-time. It wasn't just that, was it? Was there a tactical change as well, a little bit, as far as Chelsea were concerned? I just think,
as far as Chelsea were concerned, they had to get tighter, quicker in the middle of the park, give the back four a bit of protection. But certainly it was a remarkable transformation. And I was disappointed in Stuttgart in the second half, the way they folded, and Chelsea were always going to win the game right from the start of the second half. The substitution was great, and the goal for his first touch was
magnificent. We want to see it again, don't we?
It was Dreamsville. Great ball from Wise. I mean, you look at the strength and depth of the Chelsea side. This guy comes on, one of the best players in the world, and that finish is absolutely sensational.
Couldn't ask for anything better then. Wise has been a great ball. I thought he had a magnificent second half. Wise played it through. Zola's thinking, what is this the chance? Perhaps it's just a magnificent finish.
Well, some people would be inclined to take another touch there. You know, he just hits it first time and bang. What a finish.
As I think Barry said, he wants to get in the Italian team, doesn't he, for the World Cup, and there have been doubts about that, but I mean, with that sort of shot, he looked sharp, didn't he? Not just the goal, but he looked sharp all round when he came on.
He's a great player, Des. He's had a disappointing season, but he's come good for Chelsea tonight, and these scenes absolutely sum everything up. Wonderful scenes.
And the Chelsea defence looked a little bit edgy to begin with early on, didn't they? I mean, we said at half-time Stuttgart had 2 or 3, 4 chances early on, but they got it together.
Well, they faded. They faded in the second half. I think the big bonus for tonight from Chelsea, apart from winning, is the performance of Granville. Excellent left back.
Young player, a big occasion.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah. Great temper.
Must have been nervous as hell.
I was nervous for him.
Yeah. And Poyet, I mean, he's a player who's come back from a cruciate ligament. I mean, that's a tough injury. I think it ended your career, Martin, didn't it? And, you know, he's been back in a few months. Fantastic.
I can't believe it, Des, because he came back in, or he had the operation in October time. And he's come back here and he's actually played a part in the semi-final, a big part in beating Vicenza, and he's played terrifically tonight before he was substituted. But it shows you the quality of the man when he can actually do that, come back as quickly as that from that operation.
I think the progress has been remarkable under Hula and Vialli. Yeah. If they can tighten up away from home and be more consistent away from home, then they've got a realistic chance of winning the Premiership.
You think so?
I think
they
so,
lost
yeah.
11 times on their travels in the Premiership this season.
Well, that's about 10 too many for my liking, but at the same time, they've got the players that can win any game.
They're having fun. Right, we're going to bring you up to date now with tonight's playoff results, and here they are.